Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Scrapbook TV. I'm going to be walking you through the steps of creating a punched out image or shape on your screen. So I don't know how many of you used to paper scrap or still enjoy making cards and things like that, but imagine that you were to take some of those punches that they have, like a big circle or a square or a star, and you punch it out and then you layer underneath it some fun, a paper underneath it. So in this particular case, I have this chevron that I love, and I am a huge fan of chevron. You'll probably see lots of them in my kits. And we are going to add to this a fun little splatter. So let's just open this up. And we're going to take this flash, I don't know what else to call it, it's bigger than a star or flash, and we are going to copy it. So we're going to do Command or Control A to select the whole thing, Command or Control C to copy it, and then we're going to go back to our chevron and we're going to do Command or Control V to place it on our paper. So right now, it looks very much like it's just set on our paper. So if we want to make it look like this has been cut out, the first thing I want to do is get rid of the little white border around it. It'll just make it look a little nicer for what we're doing today. So I'm going to use the place feature, which is a big favorite of mine. Place. And we are going to go into the papers, and we'll find, we're going to do the blue paper. And this will just place it right there on top. So we don't have to do the copy paste it over. The place feature just adds it right in. Click check to accept it. And it'll take just a sec. So one thing when I'm recording, I find that my program works a little bit slower, so we'll just have to be more patient. Okay, so here on our layer palette, we can see that we have the paper, we have the little flash thing underneath it, and then we have our background. So I'm just going to right click and create clipping mask, and then I'm going to merge these together, so merge layers. Okay, now, super easy, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on the flash in the layer palette till it pulls this up. And I'm going to click inner shadow. And then I'm going to double click on it so that I can kind of control the different shapes and things. Now I'm making it kind of dramatic so that you kind of get the feel. But see how it makes it look like with that shadow added, that the blue has now become the layer underneath. Now that's just way, way, way too dramatic. We would never want it like that. So I'm going to probably lessen the choke just a little, and then the size, and then the opacity just to soften it up. Maybe even a little on the distance. And we can change the angle on this so it looks like the light's hitting it in different ways. And then add a little more on the size. There you go. Now the great thing about this is we really haven't punched anything out of the paper. So let's pretend we start building our layout and we want to move it. Super, super simple. We just move it and it still looks as though it's been punched out. Now, just to give you an idea, I'm going to place a couple of elements on there as if I'm building my layout. We'll put on there, why don't we do, here we'll do some little paint splatter. And I'm going to put this right under the layer. So that it looks like the paint splatter's there and we've punched through it. But then I'm going to make sure that my cursor is on top of our flash layer to add the next part. And I'm going to go down and find a nice ribbon here and shadow it and place it right there. And then maybe we'll add some leaves. Make those just a little smaller. Okay. Move that over. Add some shadowing to that. And now final thing, we'll just add one of our little flowers type shapes. Here, we'll do this one. And shadow it. There we go. And it looks like we have the layers of having a cutout shape underneath. Easy peasy. That's all there is to it. And join me back here for another episode of Scrapneek TV. Thank you.